Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, December 9th, and we've got a pretty active period coming up over the next 7 days. It's going to feature a lot of snow and a lot of cold, it looks like. If we look at some of the headlines, we can expect the lake effect snow will continue through this afternoon and this evening, but I think it'll begin to diminish quite a bit. And then we're going to look at accumulating snows moving in for late Saturday into early Monday. And I think we'll see winter storm watches possibly issued either later on today, if not maybe tomorrow morning. And now if we don't see winter storm watches, it may be the thought that this may be kind of a two-pronged system that will bring about 8 inches of snow in many areas over southern and central lower Michigan. And because it'll be a long duration event, they may just go with winter weather advisories. But again, look for the possibility that the National Weather Service may issue some winter storm watches here for this upcoming weekend. If we look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 34, the normal low is 21 degrees. And if we look at temperatures across the lower 48, yesterday the highest temperature 86 degrees at Miami, and the lowest temperature across the lower 48, very cold, minus 33 degrees at Casper, Wyoming. If we look at the conditions around the area yesterday here around MAC, you can see that warmest temperature was 32 degrees and the cool spot in Newaygo at 23. And we're now down to plus 5.8 degrees above normal per day. And again, we're going to see that plummet here over the next week. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, you can see temperatures mainly in the low to mid 20s, and you can see off to the west there near the snow belt areas of lower Michigan some of the advisories and warnings. And again, I think we'll start to see those drop here by late this afternoon perhaps. And then again, that's when they may issue some of the new watches or advisories. You can see on radar this morning, pretty good area of lake effect across Superior, northwest, and southwest lower Michigan. Again, those are the areas being hit pretty hard with a lot of snow. So if you're heading down towards Chicago or points westward, I would take US 27 down and stay away from US 131 if at all possible. You can see the setup that's going to bring a lot of Pacific moisture into the U.S. combined with some very cold air coming out of Canada. And we're going to see some pretty good storm systems, I think, develop here over the next week or so across the Colorado area. And again, those will move off to the east and then to the northeast. And I think much of the Midwest and the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley into the northeast could see quite a bit of snow here over the next week to 10 days. If we look at the weather map this morning, you can see high pressure system across the center part of the nation. That'll begin to move to the east. Our lake effect snow will begin to wind down. Then we're going to watch the system out west. It's going to drop down into Colorado and then move to the northeast, and that'll spread snow into the area as we get into the weekend. You can see by tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, already a band of heavier snow is beginning to develop. A little bit slower than what we thought, but not really a big surprise. And then by Sunday morning, that possible heavy snow will extend right into southwest Wisconsin, or southeast Wisconsin into much of lower Michigan and off to the northeast, with an area of freezing rain perhaps to the south of that. I think for most of the MAC area, it should be primarily all snow. I don't think we have any freezing rain or rain concerns from this upcoming system. And then we're going to have an Arctic front that'll head this way with a low pressure system and around the Tuesday time frame, and that could bring another period of several inches of snow followed by the coldest air of the season. If we look at the storm track for the next systems, this will be the system that we'll watch for early next week that's going to bring behind it the Arctic air. And here's our weekend system that's going to move out of Colorado and then move to the northeast. And again, that'll spread that heavier snow into the state. As far as precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see very generous amounts, even in the eastern portions of the area, around 8, 9 tenths, all the way up to about an inch to an inch and a quarter. And this will all be in the form of snow. Down to the south, I think we're going to have snowfall ratios around 10 to 1. So you can see that could be well over a foot in many areas. And while the 10 to 1 ratios would be around 8 inches, you can see at 15 to 1 with colder temperatures off to the northeast, again, that could produce snowfall amounts over the next 7 days of up to a foot of snow. I think in many areas, though, we'll see a good solid 6 inches here over the next 6 days, or 7 days rather. And as far as the GFS through Monday night, you can see many areas between 6 to as much as 8, 9 inches of snow, even up to towards 10 inches of snow. And some of that will be ongoing lake effect. But again, the non-snow belt areas looks like a good shot at 6 inches. And again, the snowfall ratios may make these quite a bit higher. This red line I drew here, this is where I think there's a good chance from their south we could see winter storm watches. And again, it may be a little farther north or a little farther south. If I had to pick the best locations, I think that'll likely see winter storm warning criteria snow. I think places like Charlotte and Lansing, over towards Clarksville, Ionia, all the way down south towards Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. Again, much of the area, though, I think we'll see a good chance for 6 or more inches here before we get into Monday or Tuesday. You can see by next weekend, the GFS has a lot of snowfall all the way from southern Wisconsin and Illinois into Indiana, Ohio, into southern lower Michigan, where many areas could see over a foot of snow. And if we look at the Canadian models here through, really this would actually be through Monday night, you can see 4 or more inches. And again, these are 10-to-1 snowfall ratios, and you get up in this area, I think we're going to be looking at more like 15-to-1 ratios. So again, I think many areas have a good chance of 6 or more inches of snow. And then you can see the Canadian here over the next 7 to 10 days. You can see lots of heavy snow. Again, very similar to the GFS. So there's a pretty good amount of confidence, and the European model also on board with some pretty significant snows. Again, I think the target area is going to be south central, southern lower Michigan, up into central Michigan for the heaviest snows from these systems. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.